I'd like to welcome you to Noches con Platanitos. I'm kidding about that. It will be a night. I was on that, by the way. Have you ever heard of that show? Noches con Platanito?
Sí, ¿cómo que no?
La verdad.
Sí.
Did you ever see me on it?
No.
Why would they tell people that I speak Spanish? Because I do, but enough for me, you know? Just enough to get a discount, una te cuenta, you understand? Then I know how to, well, except when I was in Spain, I was so upset, and I said, excuse me, pero no hay jamón en el cuarto de baño. Y yo quiero más jamón. So they told me I had to wait until after a siesta. I said, how am I going to wash my ass? And what I was saying was jamón, and I should be saying jabón. I said ham, and I meant soap, but I'm bilingual. I speak Jersey and L.A. I saw a rhinoceros rolling in the mud. I've never seen anything like that. And I was so intrigued. That's okay. I've been watching things I shouldn't watch. Like, I've been watching these people do impressions of New Yorkers that were in the mob in the 80s, and they look so tacky. I mean, they can't do it. They can't do it right. It's like, hey, yo. And I'm just like, why? Hello there. How are you doing? How have you been?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's been so long. You have to update this for me. Sorry. I'm getting old. This is how we talk, like we're at a Shiva call. Only the Jews got that. It's after a funeral. It's after when you go to a funeral. All right. I'm the only person that has fights at funerals. Not true. Happens all the time. I don't know. I had a fight because my brother's girlfriend leans over this. This is not even his girlfriend. Let's just get into it, all right? Because I would have known. Yo soy la hermana. Yo soy la reina, all right? I tell him who to go with, and he would not be with this junk. I hope she's watching junk. I'm kidding. I'm trying to get a TV show, and they're checking on my social media, and I've got to be very careful about what I say now. But let's just say this. When I poured out the fruit punch she made, it clogged the toilet. It was sugar, that azúcar, like so much sugar. I was trying to be nice. He brought her to the house once. I met her, whatever. My brother drops dead, and she's trying to get his fingerprint on the phone so she can notify his family. Shouldn't you be calling 911 instead of seeing who he tried to talk to? He was cheating on you, all right? Obviously, he got you for the television set. You're bad. So, I have a student here from LA School of Comedy. I don't need her to see that kind of action going on because I have to give, like, it's like if I knew your son was somewhere I was going to be, I'd be like, hey, I got to take it down a notch. Until she leans over the coffin and she comes back for air and I go, where's his ring? What a Jew I am, right? Where is it? Where's the ring? And then she says, I bought it. And then I said, you got to get out of here, okay? And we got to talk about this outside. It was a shit show. I never saw anything like it in my life. Well, I'll never see it again. And I won't, because he's absolutely dead. He's definitely dead. Can't make that up. All right, so I don't know how I got on the subject of funerals because I look forward to seeing my family. So I come from a mixed family. There's black, and then there's blackish, black-esque. That's what they're more black-esque, I would think. But I was going to this joke I'm trying. They are. I can't say blackish. They're black-esque. You have to admit.
Faux black.
I mean, faux black. Come on. They're upset with me that I don't know the black national anthem. I mean, seriously? Didn't you think it was Ain't No Stopping Us Now? I don't know. I just, come in. Make up your mind. All right, they're not coming in, but we don't care about that. What we do here is many things at the LA School of Comedy. First of all, I would like to introduce to you just to tell you what's going on. We have the acting classes going on. They're getting really hot. I just read about it today. It came out in my Google alerts on in the patch and everything. Congratulations to Aaron McIntyre back there, who specializes in keeping kids on the straight and narrow with memorization and not worrying so much about it, as he is the director of the Film Actors Cafe. And your comedy concierge, of course, is Samantha Linderman. And it's hard to say your name, but that's okay. I'll get the words out some way, somehow. Johnny B is here for all your, security.comedy needs. And of course,
I don't carry a gun.
Okay, I thought you were happy to see me. And of course, see what I did there? Boom. And of course, you guys need any posts put together, we've got Billy Ramirez over here who can help you with all that stuff with your social media that I can't.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give it up for my husband tonight. That's going to go on for a few minutes because this is the first time, because he's leaving me tomorrow. Just like that, he tells me, I'm going back to New York. He's going to leave me, go back to New York. but you better leave that plastic here. I'm kidding. You know I love you. All right. I like to call him Mr. Zafran, but I think you all know him as America's sweetheart from Jewish Life Television's The Sunda Show. Let's give it up for the one and only Mark Zafran. Mark. I'm just saying.
Please.
Oh, no, please.
No echo.
Ella no tiene tiempo para... Jane, be careful and
Let's
don't...
talk about Blackish.
Okay, Blackish.
No, I know that family. I'm in it. Biggest racist I ever met.
Stop it.
Not against white people. They don't like black people. They don't. I was never able to use the N-word. I never thought of it because I never learned it. But that's one thing that flies around in that family, especially when they say who they don't want to live near. The famous remark of my mother-in-law is, we got to move. Why? There are Jamaicans coming in. You know, it's fascinating to watch American blacks and Caribbean blacks hate each other. And get Caribbean blacks come in and say American blacks don't work. American blacks say Caribbeans work 2 jobs. What if Sunda's aunt says, what do you want me to do, work like a Jamaican? It's like, you never understand. I never understood it. And a Jewish guy coming from Brooklyn, right? Listen, I'm not going to say this in a weird way, but I came from a very diverse background. I actually went to the first integrated school in New York City. That shows how old I am. All right, you can cut me up and see my rings, but my public school was the first integrated school in New York City. So when Gerald Bazemore came home for lunch, nobody thought much of it. I mean, we didn't know we didn't have any of that in those days. There was none of this division and hatred that we knew of. All right, because you should see some of the adults that were running around like fools. The kids didn't know shit. They get together, you play ball, you punch ball, you do this, eat in somebody else's house. Nobody knew any of that. It's them adults. They were the worst. All leftovers from the 60s. Unfortunately, they all run the Democratic Party now. They are. Scary, isn't it? Anyhow, so I get into this black family, and it's like being thrown into oatmeal when it's been cooked too loud. All right, first of all of the back and forth hatreds and everything, and forget the stories, and forget that nobody's called by their real name. All right. Sunda's telling me stories about Miss Effie next door. I don't believe her name was Miss Effie, though I do. The only thing I know about her is that she was very large, and they had to bury her in a piano case. Right? She had kids, right? Fighter, Biter. I said, what the name's a Fighter and Biter? And then she has to tell me their records. And I don't mean their LPs. I mean their records. So, yeah, it was interesting joining a black family, but it's given me a unique insight into America today. All right? I fully understand why black people support Trump. It makes 100% sense. Kamala's mixed. They don't like mixed people. It's as simple as that. And you know, Obama, it's going to come out now that Obama didn't think she could win. No, it's because Michelle don't like mixed people, and she knows she made a mistake marrying you. All right? You can't mix the bloods. That's what all I ever heard. You always hear that. You can't mix the bloods. Look at Satan and Lucifer. Them mixed blood. Satan and Lucifer, as you all know, my wife's actor, what she calls my daughters, who are 3/4 Jewish and 1/4 black. Don't tell them that. They're all African American. I said, you better tell that to Harvard. Didn't work. Didn't work. All right? Just didn't. Aviva, with the blonde hair, she couldn't pass. You know? The first thing she did when she got to NYU, I hope you're listening, is she joined the Black Students Union. That didn't last very long. Not Aviva and the Black Students Union, the Black Students Union. They only join those clubs for the first 6 weeks of the year unless they're die-hard commies. Believe me. And then all they join is U.S. Students for Justice in Palestine. They don't even know where it fucking is. It's like listening to AOC talk about it. Anyhow, in closing, because you all expected me to say something friggin' political, so I won't disappoint you. All right? I miss Joe Biden.
Oh my God.
I do. Comedians all over America miss Joe and Hunter Biden. There's nothing to laugh about anymore. Joe was a constant source of humor. Whether he was standing there like a wooden soldier, but better yet, making jokes about Hunter is great. Trump said it best. He said, yeah, we don't know whose cocaine was in the White House, Joe or Hunter's. So now, I'm watching the news, and everybody knows I'm a news watcher, and everybody's coming out with tell-all books. Well, why didn't you tell us when you saw it that Biden shouldn't have been president? Now, of course, you're telling everybody everything because you got an advance from some other liberal publisher. This is sick. Ron Klain, watch it. He's going to give us at least 3 weeks of humor as he tries to explain why he knew that Joe was making shitty in his pants and wanted him to be president. Thank you.
People, places.
Oh my God! I'm not one of her students, and if people don't know who Ron Klain is, you have not passed your civics lesson.
Okay.
Ron Klain, Chief of Staff to MF Biden. How did you? Nobody listens to the news. What do you listen to? Kellogg's cornflakes commercials?
No more Kellogg's.
Well, what is there?
It's racist.
What are you listening to? Oh yeah, right. Tony the Tiger is racist. Why? All right. Now you're going to tell me you're going to find the tiger that's going to complain about Tony's stripes. Remember when they had the white Tony with the black stripes? I mean, why were they trying to do that? That was the earliest woke. Kellogg's was trying to appeal to everybody. They turned Tony from an Asian person to a white person. They did. They had white stripes. It's like the Aunt Jemima box. Why is it racist? And I will leave you with this. Aunt Jemima's family, meaning the woman on the Aunt Jemima box, was the most group of pissed off peoples when they removed the Aunt Jemima box because they got a check every month. Not who else is pissed off? Washington Redskins, because the family of the Indian who was the mascot had trademark rights on that mascot. Listen, you go woke, you go broke. I'm Mark Zaffron, and on that note, Tony the Tiger was a racist. Come on.
Wow, how do you follow that?
I don't know.
I will tell you, I did always think it was terrible that they kept spick and span up.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Did you ever hear? I hated being called spick and span. Y no soy Latina, but that's what they would say anyway, because they were like, oh, Boricua. They're like, she's Puerto Rican. Sigue chocolate, la usadora. Anyway, why am I doing that? Because you guys don't speak the language. But we speak the language of love, comedy, acting, laughter, and performing skills. I'm going to bring up to you the director of the Film Actors Cafe. Please cover, if you can, somebody.
I will.
While we bring up the comedy, the talent, the one guy who had one of the greatest sets the other night. Congratulations to you, the one and only Aaron McIntyre, my dear. Yes.
Go, Aaron. Go.
Bless you. Bless you. Love you. God, I love you guys. Hey! I don't know who you are. Hey, how are you? Good, good. I know who you are. This guy fucking killed too, man.
Yeah.
Good set. He's just so sweet, you know?
Yeah, right.
He's got a white mom. And I do have to say, I'm a little disappointed. There's not any, there's very little color in the room tonight. It's all white people. White people make me nervous. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You just look too white, you know. But you knew that. Yeah, white people make me nervous. I just feel like I'm always being judged. You know? I feel like black people have already convicted me, so I'm good. I'm good with that, you know? I'd rather be convicted than judged. I don't like the judgy thing. It's a little too ambiguous. You know what I'm saying? So, oh shit, I had a whole bunch of stuff I was going to say, and now I can't remember it. I haven't had sex in 14 years. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yep. 14 years. As long as you've been alive, my friend. Since you were born. No, actually, that's dog years. So, you know, you do the math. No, seriously, do the math, would you? 2. Thank you. Yeah, it's been 2 years. I think one of the things is the way I respond in relationships, you know. Last time I was with a woman and she said, I love you. I said, good for you. That didn't go over well. She didn't like that too much. But I did have a really torrid, stormy affair in that 2 years with my friend's bidet. Don't know if you've ever experienced that, but woo, man, she was squirty. I'm telling you, it was quite a thing. I couldn't tell my friends about it, because it was their bidet, and I didn't want to, break the news to them. I couldn't take her home to meet my mom, because she's dead. Yeah, it was pretty good though, but it started to wane. I'd walk by a garden hose and I'd start thinking, things would start to go in my head, and a fire hydrant. Whoa, watch out, right? That thing would just pull me right in. So, anybody do 23andMe or Ancestry? Anybody do it? Yeah, you've done it? You've done it? Anybody? Nobody? Yeah? Good. I found out, all of the things I am, and a pretty concerning thing that I have is a daughter who's 40. Yeah, I swear to God, didn't know she was alive. I was 17, just out of high school. Boom. Yeah. Ran away from that town because there was a lot of criminality going on there, and I was not a criminal by that point. So I ran away and never went back. And then 40 years later, my daughter calls me up and says, "Is it possible that I have a sister?" And I said, "Yeah, it's possible." Anything's possible at this point, right? Come on, it was the 70s, people. You gotta look at what the time was. The only thing that I miss more than my mother's love is something else I can't remember. I just wanted to share that because it's in my heart. You know what I'm saying? It's in my heart. I have no fucking idea where I'm going right now. So I'm going to go off on a tangent. Let me talk about the Bible. Because we all like the Bible, don't we? It's a good book. It's a good book. The best book ever written, they say. I don't think so. It's pretty long. It's not really a book. It's more like a blog. It's a bunch of people adding to it years and years. And then after a while, they go, "Oh, man, they're getting way too smart. We got to pull that shit out." I think they need to do some more editing, though, because there's a lot of stuff in there still that just is not... It just doesn't sit right with me, but it is like two books, right? Because you got you are loved. You're loved, and you're loved, and I love you. God loves you. He loves you too. Maybe not so much you, but God is love, everyone. And then the other one is like, what God give you the back of your hand for? Kid walks off to you, you fucking smack him around a little bit. No love for you. So, yeah, you got the both. You have to turn the other cheek and then take out his fucking eye if he takes yours. It's like, come on, make up your mind. What am I supposed to do? Turn the cheek, take the eye? I can't figure it out. What am I going to do? Lots of work. Put those Jews to work, man. God, they worked so hard. God had to make a box, this fancy box for the rocks that he carved up on Mount Sinai. All right, we got to make an ark. We got to make an ark. Make an ark. It's got to be 1 cubit and a half by a cubit and a half. It's got to have silk, and then it's going to have a little gold trim, and then we're going to have a couple of little brass grommets down at the bottom, and then it's going to have horns. And it's like Jesus. It's like gay fucking interior designer. Put me some curtains up there. Oh, God. And those have to be 1.5 cubits. This one has to be 2 cubits. That one has to be 4. And it was like... But then I started reading a little further. And God says, I am a jealous God. He says it right out. I am a jealous God. No gods before me. I'm like, so he's not a gay interior designer. He's more like a really fucking bad girlfriend. You know what I mean? It's like, go get me this. Go get me that. Smite those people. Get those people out of there. No gods before me. Make me an ark. Make me another ark. Bigger. This time, let's hold all the animals. I mean, Jesus. Run up and down Sinai. Go down to Egypt. Talk to the Pharaoh. He's not going to give you what you want, but you got to go down there 7 times. The guy knew that Pharaoh was not going to give him what he wanted, and he made him go do it anyway. He couldn't just say, you know what, we're going to drop all the shit on him at the same time, and maybe that'll do it, And if he doesn't do it, we can smite him. So all you got to do is smite people. Get them out of there. The Luddites and the Hebites and the hermaphrodites and the high tights and the low tights and all the tights. But every once in a while they'd show instead of the ites, they'd throw in a mugabusho. There's some weird name, to be like all these ites, mugabuggy. I don't know why they didn't get an ite. It was kind of painful. During the COVID thing, I went out and took care of my mom. Because that's what a good son does. Goes out, yes, thank you. I didn't do a very good job because she died. But I had a lot of really great experiences with her. She was a mom. I don't know how many of you have moms. Yeah? Everybody? Yeah? You all do? Good. Were they domesticated? That's the question. Because mine was not domesticated. Okay. She was kind of a nut. She used to do the passive aggressive thing, where she'd lay there and we'd get into a fight, right? And leave me alone. And then she'd just lay there in her chair and she'd go, "Oh, I'm so cold. Oh, I'm so cold. Sure would be good if there was someone around here who could help me because I'm so cold. So cold." And I'd come up and I'd go, "You want a blanket?" She'll go, "Get away from me!" She really didn't like me very much at the end. She used to say, "We're not a team. We're just not a team anymore." She knew that would get to me, right? It's the guilt thing, right? First time I smoked cigarettes when I was 8 at my birthday party. She comes to the door. Knock, knock, knock. I open the door and she's like, "Are you smoking in there?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, turned and walked away. That's all she had to do. No smacking, no hitting. There was no violence then. It's only when I lied to her about putting the peanut butter and jelly sandwich up in the drain. That's the only time she ever hit me. You lied to me. She used to tell me there were lie bumps. Anybody have any lie bumps out there? I was like, no, that's just citrus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. My name is Aaron McIntyre. Oh, you can, I'm going to be at the Broadwater on April 17th at Shots. It's a bunch of little 5-minute plays. One show at 7, another one at 8:30. So there's 2 shows on the 17th. And then you can watch my movie, Nominated, on YouTube, but you have to put in Dan Pavlik, Pavlik, because there's shitloads of stuff saying Nominated on YouTube. And my class. Oh, yeah, my class on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. Just show up, see if you like it. I think you will. Sam's in it. Got some other people who are in it. They're not here tonight, but you got to try it out. You just got to try it out. We have a lot of fun. Comedy scripts. And now, the lovely Sunda Kronquist.
I need my hair and makeup. Lovely. Now, I will tell you, it's funny. When I see you guys here all the time, and then I see you at the club, and you don't recognize me, how crazy is that? Like, somebody said, "Where's your clothes?" I look so old, I forgot them. I'm kidding. All right, where the hell do you think you're going? I'm kidding, Larry. How are you? He just walked on by. Walk on by. Now, it's Larry. That's Larry. That's everybody. Introduce. You got a chair? You're good? All right, I just want to be sure that everybody's nice because we have the comedy of Alan Weiss, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this.
Go, Alan. Go.
Oh, my.
Hello. I'm either really tall or this mic stand is really short. Both. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff that I've written down, so who knows how it's going to go. Yeah. Hello, my name is Alan Weiss. Thank you. I like to be nice to people at the gym, but there's always those guys who are like really ripped. So to help them out, I stand next to them to make them look bigger, except in the shower, because then I'd look smaller. I used to work at a premium denim company, like really fancy, expensive jeans, and I made the mistake of wearing Wranglers, and the billionaire boss came up to me and said, "Take them off." Apparently, he meant tomorrow, but I got promoted. It wasn't a big promotion. My boss at this one company, he's kind of a jerk. He likes to yell at me a lot, and he's kind of anti-Semitic. He's an anti-Semitic Israeli. It happens. And he called me a complex Jew. It's better than me calling a simple Jew, because then if I was a simple Jew, I'd be stupid. At least I'm a complex Jew. But like, he likes to yell for me from his office, so it's like, "Get over here, complex Jew. Get over here, cheap Jew. I need apple Jew." I'm like, "I'm PC Jew." He was just thirsty. He just wanted apple juice. I went to my therapist about him, and I was like, I can't do this. And she's like, "You just got to tell him how you feel." So I was like, "Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go, you look like Mr. Potato Head." I just couldn't do it, so I bought him a Mr. Potato Head. I'm that kind of passive aggressive. He liked it. Okay. To my boss, he's Jewish. To ward him off, I bought a silver cross. I'm Jewish, so it burns a little bit. But it is so worth it. He hasn't come to my office in a week. Let's see, what else did we have there? That's, I think, my boss likes to give me all the juicy gossip at work. He's kind of weird. He likes to tell me all the secrets of the office, and he's like, "Hey," and so he tells me this stuff, and then I have to work with these people. You know how hard it is to sit across the table from that person and know that they slept with everybody in the office? But you? It's like super hard. He likes when I work from home, he likes to introduce me as the remote controller, and I'm the controller. So that's kind of weird. So I just hide from him under couches and stuff. Let's see, what else do we have? One day he came into my office. He was really mad, and he makes stuff up. He's never gonna quit, but he sometimes comes to my office and yells and screams and says he's gonna quit. So he came into my office and said, "I'm gonna quit." And I said, "Okay, cool." And he looks at my coworker and he says, "You can come work with me at my other company." And he looked at me and he said, "Hey, I like my coffee black." And then he left. So that's how we are there. I'm an accountant, and I heard that on OnlyFans, these OnlyFans models, because they don't want to tell their families that they're OnlyFans models, they tell them that they're accountants. So now I tell everybody I'm an OnlyFans model. I did wonder, like, no one ever questioned them, like, "Hey, can you do my taxes?" And they weren't like, "How big is it?" It's huge. It's huge. I had a lady friend for a while, and she one day said, "Hey, come over to my house. We can dine al fresco," but I don't speak Italian, so I showed up nude. She was like, "It's so small." I'm like, "It's cold outside." She liked to give me feedback, my ex, and she'd give me feedback after sleeping with me. And she's like, "I need to give you some feedback." And I was like, "What is it?" She's like, "More energy, maybe." And it's weird because that's the same thing my therapist told me after she screwed me. So I dumped her, and now I'm getting advice from someone new, and she is difficult. She's like, I don't like the girls you date. I don't like your life decisions. I'm like, wow, Mom. Stop it. You're fired. I like cars with weird names. Like cars have weird names. Like, you know, and there was a car called the Ford Escape. And I wonder if it does escape and you find it. Well, the weird thing is, if you've seen a Ford Escape, they have stickers on the back of them or all the places they've been. So it should really be called a Ford Explorer. Okay. Just saying. Anyway, and then they have the Ford Fiesta, but you can't find it in America anymore because they've all been deported. Damn. I am surprised, Mark, you didn't talk about tariffs. It's all I've been doing this whole week is dealing with tariffs. Just tariffs all week. I'm an accountant, and it's like it was crazy. My whole entire Wednesday was tariff day. How is it going to impact the business? Anyway, not that you care. Let's see, what else should we talk about? Mocha. So I went to Mocha once, and I decided if I can do it, it's not art. If you've ever been to Mocha, you know what I mean. It's like just paintings, it's like all blue. It kind of pisses me off. It's like, oh, like, what the hell? It's blue. Like, what's the purpose of this painting? Apparently, it's supposed to evoke emotion. I say it invokes anger because I paid to see it, and it's like it's not art. And my friend's like, well, it must have worked because you just had emotion. So it invoked something in you. It's weird because if you go to Mocha, there's all these paintings and there's like usually these pictures of the photography. It's not art. It's just pictures. It's just some guy who went into the desert and they took pictures of him. That's called Burning Man. Or Coachella. Like the guy got so bored he took pictures of himself. No one wanted to see a slideshow of his trip, so he went to Mocha and sold them. I don't know. I don't know if you've never been to Mocha, you won't know. I did do life drawing because I figured I should try it. I should try life drawing, and it is tough to draw someone in the nude, especially at the gym. They don't like it. My name is Alan Weiss. You can find me at Alan W. Weiss. Thank you very much.
What's your real name, William?
Yes.
It really is?
Yeah.
I thought I just guessed that. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Alan, and we'll be available for you on April 15th. That's going to be your biggest show. Get it? Ba-dum-bum-bum. All right, so are you still with us? You're hanging with us? Hang on with us, because we've got the comedy of Julio Lemus. Bang!
How's everybody doing? Doing good, I hope? Yeah, you all look fantastic right now. But my comedy's going to be a little different tonight, mainly because my mother's in the audience.
Yeah, give her a round.
Yeah, everyone give a round of applause to my mother. This is my last show for sure now. Yeah, things are not going to go well. But I am going to clean up my material a little bit, but if I do say anything bad, just so you know, I'm probably going to get in trouble, and just so you know, yeah. And if I don't show up next week, I did not pull a Jeffrey Epstein at all. No. No. You can see her. She's not happy right now. Yes. Yes, that smile is very fake right now. Just like, oh no. Yeah. But, so now I lost all my material. Thank God. No, but now I'm gonna clean up my material. So let's talk about the Catholic Church, shall we? Yeah. So I go to Catholic school, and we recently had confessions. Now, for those who don't know what confessions is basically when you confess all your sins to the priest. Now, I felt like I needed a lawyer or something like that, because I'm like, bless me, Father, for I've sinned, and this is my lawyer, Roy Cohn. Roy Cohn fans? All right, yeah. McCarthyism, am I right, guys? Yeah, but I did confession, right? It took 2 hours to finish talking about all my sins. Yeah. After confession, he looked at me and he was like, listen, kid, it's not looking good for you. I can do so much for you. I can forgive so much, but I think we need a meeting with the big guy right now. It's not looking good for you. No. But I don't trust confession like in my school, because I feel like the principal has like all the walls tapped with like hearing devices or something, and I'm like, yeah, I just don't trust you. It doesn't make sense. No, but I recently got my report card in, yeah, and I would like to tell you all the grades I got, if you guys don't mind. Yeah. That was a fun day for me. Yeah, you know how you had Tariff Wednesday? I had Report Card Wednesday. It wasn't fun. No. A lot of people cried, mainly me. But can you guys guess what was the lowest class I got? Just give a guess. Math? A minus. Yeah. I love your energy. You're like A minus. That's the worst. No. Most people would expect like math to be my worst class, but I'll tell you my worst class. I got a C in biology. But then the next class I got was a B in Heritage Spanish, then an A minus in English, Religion, and Theater. And can you guys guess what I got for math? 104%. Yeah. I showed these grades to my dad, and the first thing he says to me was, not congratulations for getting 104%. No. He's like, why you got a C in biology? Huh? You're a disappointment. I'm a doctor. You should know this. Did none of this pass down to you? Huh? You're a failure in my eyes. I'm going to disown you later, actually. Then I showed these grades to my mom, and then she's like, why do you have a B in Spanish, huh? ¿Por qué tú tienes un B en español? ¿Ah? Tú hablas español, pendejo. No ver a mi cara. Don't look at me. I can't look at you right now. No puedo. No. Yes. Ay, caramba. But I would like to do some impressions for you guys this evening, if you don't mind. Yeah. Let's start off with Forrest Gump. Mama always said life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Oh, sorry, no, that's my uncle. All right. Troy McClure from The Simpsons. Hi, I'm Troy McClure, and you may remember me from such films as, well, let's be honest, I was only in pornos. I was never a good actor. Yes. Gavin Newsom. They've been calling me Newstom since 7th grade. I don't like it. I'm sorry about your house, but I don't give a shit anyways. That's a nice impression of Gavin Newsom. Let's give a real impression of Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom to me is just a coked out guy who just managed to become successful. Oh, sorry, every politician ever. Never mind. But we recently had Lent for school. Lent. And for those who don't know what Lent is, it's basically comparing yourself to Jesus and saying, hey, Jesus died on the cross and suffered our sins. But no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give up chocolate for 40 days to show I am Jesus Christ, actually. Yeah, but Lent happens, and on Ash Wednesday, Lent starts on Ash Wednesday, and what they do is they put like a little ash, put a little cross on your forehead, right? Yeah, but some priests get a little heavy on it and just smear the ash all over your face, just. And then I go to the bathroom, I look at my face, I'm like, oh my God, this is like one step below blackface right now. This is, oh my God, I pulled a Trudeau. This is just Justin Trudeau. Well, at least I can be Prime Minister of Canada now. Yes. But I asked the priest what I can give up for Lent, and he says, I'll give up something you'll like. And I'm like, well, what about something I know I'll like, like for sure I'll like. And then he's like, I don't know. And then I say, how about I give up sex for the next 40 days? Because we all know that nothing's going to change about that. Not even close. No. You know it's going to suck if like 40 minutes, like as soon as this thing ends, like a girl comes up to me and says, I want to have sex with you. I'm like, I can't. I made a promise. But But I did ask my dad what impressions I could and couldn't do on stage, and then he was like, listen, just tell me what you want to do. And I'm like, okay, how about Osama bin Laden? And he's like, let's not do that, son. That's not a good look. I'm like, okay, what about Saddam Hussein? And he's like, no, let's not do that. I'm like, okay, what about Barack Hussein Obama? And then and he's like, that's just you on Ash Wednesday, son. That's just blackface at this point. That's just you on Ash Wednesday. Yeah, so then I'm like, okay, I got one you'll like, Dad. How about Elon Musk? And then I'm like, and he's like, okay, show me what you want to do. I'm like, my heart goes, and he's like, stop. For the love of God, no. Colleges are probably going to see you on stage. We don't want that to happen. Okay, my name is Yuli Lemos. You can find me at the LA School of Comedy. And please welcome back to the stage, Sunda Kronquist.
Never assume the knowledge of the audience, so you're going to say this. You're going to say, in case you non-Gentiles don't know what Lent is, that's when you give up the things you love before you know you love them, or whatever it is. But you got to say it right about the confessional. Like you're very serious. It's none of my business how you do it, but, bless me, Father, 5%, whatever. And I'm thinking, like, this place could be wired. You know what I mean? Like, because you see every gangster that comes in, because they pay money for protection from heaven. Hello there, handsome. Come on in. Great job the other night, right? Woo! Coming in here all handsomed up, right on time while I bring Griff up. Let's give it up for Griff, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. How's everyone doing?
Great.
All right, good. What'd you say?
So what's up?
Oh, okay. What's up? What's up?
It's only Friday, man.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not good at. I'm practicing crowd work. I'm not there yet. It's not. We're both awkward, so no. I just got a new job. Yeah. I'm on week 3. I got my job the old-fashioned way by lying, and yeah, thank you. I lied so much in the interview, but I'm a blackout liar. Like, I lie and I don't remember anything that I lied about. And now my boss keeps bringing up lies that I told him, and I'm getting mad at myself. He's like, I remember in the interview you said you wanted to learn computer programming, so I signed you up for 3 courses. I'm like, oh, did I? Okay. I get mad at me, like me is my kid who said a cuss word at the table. I'm like, interesting. I said that. Interesting. Okay. No, I'm gonna have a talk in the mirror about that. That's interesting. My parents are happy because my job has benefits, so I'm not on their insurance anymore, which is good. And I'm happy to have benefits, but I'm cheap. And so my benefits, they take $100 out of every paycheck for extreme accident insurance. So I think I'm gonna start mountain biking to get my money's worth. Mountain biking is just driving a bike downhill until you break every bone in your body. That's the whole hobby. I'm gonna be in the hospital. The doctor's gonna be like, "You'll never walk again," and I'll be like, "For $100 bi-weekly, that's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good." Do you think people that were paralyzed at birth hate people that got paralyzed in an accident? Do you think they're ever talking to each other like, why the hell would you try to backflip into a pool? Why couldn't you have just been grateful? So all news. Okay, work through them, work down the list. I'm Jewish. I'm a little religious. Anyone else in here religious? Okay, my man in the back. I pray. I feel like God listens to every prayer I say. 'Cause I pray so rarely that when I do, God's like, well. We haven't spoken in years. And now you come crawling back because you need help with your penis. You disgust me. You're pathetic. And I'm like, yeah, I need help though. I'll do anything. I'll wear the yarmulke, man. I'm desperate. I'm in a relationship. Anyone else? A little bit. Something. Oh shit! We're unraveling the marriage in real time. In a relationship, I'm close with my mom, so I always tell my mom about my relationships and that kind of thing. But my mom, she doesn't treat my relationships normally. Like, she doesn't ask the normal mom stuff. I tell her about a girl, she's never like, what does she do or what does she look like? She wants her parents' last name so she can look up her childhood home on Zillow. I dated this girl one time. She had a $20 million mansion in Beverly Hills. My mom said, what are you doing for your first date? I said, ice cream. She said, how the hell are you going to get her pregnant off of some damn ice cream? But now I got a girlfriend, and yeah, there's a high school. You'll learn, young man. Got some tricks. Come see me. But yeah, now I have a girlfriend, and I'm a really good boyfriend. I'm chivalrous and I'm a gentleman, but women have honestly destroyed chivalry. It's like chivalry is dead, and it's the ladies' fault because you guys take advantage and you just ruin it. Like I'm very chivalrous to my girlfriend, but she takes it too far. Like I'll be in bed in like a comfortable spot about to fall asleep, and she's like, babe, can you do me a favor and get me a glass of water? And that's not even the problem. Like I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll get you a glass of water. I wake up, go get her a glass of water, come back, give her the glass of water, get back, I'm almost asleep again. She's like, babe, can you do me a favor and get my hairbrush? And at this point, there's been a shift. Like, first time she asked me, I'm like, yeah. Second time, I sound like a knight who's been stabbed. I'm like, My girl, she always wants massages. She's like, babe, can you give me a massage? So I give her a massage. And then I'm like, could I get a massage? And she's like, I would, but I'm so relaxed from my massage, so I can't. Like, I can give you a massage, but then I'm going to need a secondary massage because I'm going to get tense massaging you, so I'm going to need... Okay. But yeah. Okay, yeah. So, I'm soft now that I'm in a relationship. It honestly shocks me how soft I am in my relationship now. Like, I used to be kind of like a cool guy, and now I'm just like have anxiety about the dumbest stuff. Like, I get anxious if I text my girl with emojis and she doesn't send me any emojis back. My heart starts racing, literally. Like, I'll be like, good night, heart emoji, cute polar bear emoji, kissing emoji. She'll be like, good night, period. I start shaking and grabbing pills like a 1950s housewife. I'm like, grabbing the pills. Oh, man. It's great. I don't know. Because it's like, all boyfriends know this, that like your day is linked to your girlfriend's day. Like the second she starts having a bad day, your day is now over. Like, I'll be chilling with my friends, having a good time. I'll get a text from my girl that says, I'm sad. And I look like the photo of George Bush when they were whispering in his ear about the first tower. That's literally how... I'm like, oh, you're sad? Okay. Be right there. Sorry. It's all new, so I'm kind of... I don't have flow tonight. Ugh. Oh, true. I didn't even mean that. I wasn't even gonna talk about this, but speaking of periods, this is kind of hacky, but my girl's period is literally like, it's so damaging to my life. Like, I know guys say that, and I was like, that's not true, but it literally hits like a tsunami, and it's crazy. My girl is in South Korea right now. And she's on her period, and she lost her passport, and already I'm like, here we fucking go. And so I'm trying to be proactive. So I'm like, this is what you do. You got to go to the embassy, go to the U.S. embassy, request a replacement. And I text her the address to the embassy, and she's like, oh, I'm actually 2 blocks from there. And I'm like, perfect. And she's like, can you call them? I'm like... That's all I'll say on that. I don't know. I get frustrated. We all get frustrated, but I'm loyal. And I would like never cheat on my girlfriend. I'm loyal, and it's honestly given me so much peace because now I don't care about other attractive women. Like, I'm literally hostile to other attractive women in public. You know, like, I treat women in public like attractive women treat single men. Like, I don't give a fuck about them at all, and it's honestly so freeing. Because like when you're single, you do like goofy stuff because you think like you're hopeful. You're like you see a girl, she's 100 feet away, you hold the door open for her. Like maybe she'll walk up, she'll be like, oh my god, you held this door open. Can I hold my door open for you? But now it's like I don't like I'm openly hostile. I don't care. I was at a coffee shop. I was in the front of the line. This attractive girl walked in. She was trying to cut the line. She was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I'm late for work. Do you think I just slipped out?" Nope. She's like, "Oh, it's just 1 second. Like I'm no." And to be honest, you're harassing me. Like, no, you're making me feel uncomfortable. Like, you gotta go to the back of the line. If you try to like cut the dork behind me, I'm gonna tell the manager. And she's got short blue hair. She hates you more than me. Like, all right, that's my time. Thank you guys so much.
Griffin, you're too much. Him and his flow. Like he knows a flow. But he knew who Flo was, didn't he? Poor confessional has no idea what's going on. Let me tell you something you add on to this, because you have either one priest that does it that way, and there's always a priest that doesn't give you enough when you're a female. They smear it on the guys, and the girls, it's so light, right? And you want to make sure that they know you have it, so you take your grandmother's cigarette ashes, and you put it, that's just for Patty. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to have to turn this room over because my husband's leaving me. Where is he? He's leaving me.
He's already left.
He did not. He's over here, Aaron. And we have to get ready. And I have to turn over the room. But I want to make sure that you guys leave your information. Ian, I want to see your act so bad because you're so scary and funny and lovely. And I can't wait to see you. I mean, we got so many new things going on. It's just great. And I just think you're great. He's a better version of the other. I got something for you. I'm telling you, we got to do these sketches. You have to do these sketches. Like maybe you could like, tell your mom you're being a priest when you're really not. I'm just thinking if you're going to go back to the 50s, I don't know. Who's doing the 50s ladies with the pills?
Griffin right now.
Griffin, you know too much about old people. No, he be talking about old people all the time. So that's why I'm saying get up now. I'm trying to give you this hint. That's why I keep doing this, okay? It looks like I'm like, yeah. What was that? Okay. I'll meet you at the car. All right. I'm going to bring up a woman who's done so much for this room, okay? And you got to take care of our own, okay? And you're going to finish this. And I want to thank everybody in advance. And if I forgot to send you your picture, harass me, call me. Have a great time. But just know you're going to see a lot more of this girl. And I got to call you a lady now.
Why?
I don't know. Patty, do I call her? Is she a lady yet? Yeah, you're a young lady now. You're not a teenager. That's a bar mitzvah. She's got to talk back. She has to talk back. She has to talk back. You have to talk back. You were so good the other night. I just want to thank you. I mean, no, really. I got to tell you, you were fucking hot, okay? You did it. So I'm going to let her... Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. Oh, I just want you to go one more minute because my feet are hurting me so bad in those shoes. If you guys only knew how I feel. These are very great, and I shouldn't wear them because they're like, I think they're from the 70s because I'm in my 70s. All right, but she's not, and you're going to understand her and have fun. I want you to enjoy the rest of your evening. Please make sure you leave your information. I love you so much. Samantha Linderman at your service. I love you. Let me take them out.
Yeah. Keep it going for the one, the only Sunda Kronquist. I can't hear you. Wow, you got quieter. That's okay. It's opposite night. I love that. You guys doing good. Let's give it up for all the comics we've already seen tonight. What a beautiful Friday. We got family in the room. We got comedy family. Nothing better than family. I'll tell you a little bit about my family. So we're really close, like geographically. And some people will be like, how amazing is that? Not really. I'm Jewish too. People can tell from my accent. And Sunda could tell on the phone. And that was crazy. 2 minutes in, I'm like, hi, I want to do comedy classes. And she was like, are you Jewish? And I was like, do I get a discount? And then she goes, you're Jewish? No. But my family is like Fiddler on the Roof. You know, like we live in a duplex. Upstairs is my aunt. My cousin, who I hate. I hope she's watching. I had a nightmare about her last night where she physically attacked me at a nail salon. Does anybody analyze dreams? I wonder what that means. I have no idea. What could that mean? But when my family gets together, it's really fascinating. I have a story that I feel like really paints a good picture for you. So in Yiddish, grandma, you say bubby, which I think is really cute. So at my bubby's funeral, it was also the first time I ever went in a limo. So I had to hide this excitement in my face in the limo. And I get there and I'm like, And so it's my mom, my dad, same cousin. Who else? It was my mom, my dad, my cousin, my alive grandma, and my uncle Norbert. We're all sitting in the back of this limo. My grandma is going, her purse is this big. That's why I think we got my cousin. I think she just grabbed her from somewhere. She's not like the rest of it, whatever. She's going through her purse for coupons for the Gelson's trip she's going to go on after the funeral. This woman's 80 years old. This woman's 80 years old. Not that far. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some crazy on the way to the funeral behavior for an older woman. My uncle Norbert, obsessed with cars. How obsessed with cars is he? He lost the tip of his finger to his car. Not like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he was cleaning out his car. And my mom is like, my mom's from Argentina. She says she's a bruja. You know what I mean? Like, she can tell. And she's like, I don't think he's doing well today. She drives by, tip of his finger's gone. This is my family. I just have a feeling. And I'm like, what does that mean? I haven't hit that. I'm Samantha, but I'm not the teenage. I'm not Bewitched yet. Nobody's seen that show? That's okay. That's fine. It's a good show. It's actually a good show. But so he's there and he's just looking at the cars passing by, talking about cars. I'm like, really? Your mom just died? My dad's just there. My mom's like really sad. My cousin's yapping. And I see these sodas. And I'm like, are these free? Again, I'm trying to keep it chill. I'm like, are these free? And he's like, yeah. And I go, l'chaim, which means to life. And I'm like, what fucking idiot I am. And then the limo driver starts going, to life, l'chaim. Turns on the party lights. The party lights are on in the limo on the way to Bubby's funeral. I wish my mom was here so she could show her face. She's never been more upset. She's like, she's not even shaking her head. She's just like, and I was like, wow. And then we get to Home of Peace, and the limo driver gives me his card for prom. I was flattered. I was like, you think I'm going with somebody to prom? Okay. 2020 cleared that up for me real quick. And so we get there, and my grandma like points to this empty plot. And she goes, that's where I'm going to be. And there's like some sort of water drain here. And she starts complaining to me like, I don't want to be buried there, like whatever. I'm like, you're going to be dead. Like, you're really complaining about the grave. And I go, Grandma, there's this beautiful bench right next to it. I go, I'm going to visit you every single day without missing a beat. She goes, you better not, you better be married. I was like, wow. Years later, she said to me, she goes, you know what? You don't even need a man. You don't even need a man. They have sperm donors now. And I was like, what do you mean now? Like, I feel like that's not like a new, like, that's not like a new age thing. You're a gynecologist, like, stop, no. You know what I mean? Like, that's not new, right? I was like, she's like, they have sperm donors now. And I was like, is there something I'm missing that you wish something different happened? What am I trying to pick up on right now? I don't know. I'll tell you what I was like when I was a kid, because clearly you're probably really curious. You're like, what happened? No, actually, what happened? And so I used to have like lunch with my teacher. Like, I was that kind of kid. That's why I'm like that with Sunda. I'm like, you know, so I would have lunch with my teacher, and she would tell me about her long distance boyfriend in Nicaragua, and she would ask me advice. And I was like, leave him. Like, what do you mean? Why are you with this man? You take care of all these kids, and he's not even going to move here for you, whatever. 10 years later, she finally left him. And I was like, I planted those seeds at 7 years old. I did that. Do you guys remember when you were like in elementary school and your teacher would sit you guys down, me too, sit us down, and she'd be like, okay, class 204, Miss Schmidt has a really exciting announcement for you. And you think it's like a field trip. You think it's going to be a new student. Remember when a new student was like exciting? You're like, who is that? Are they going to have a crush on me? No. And nobody else? Okay, that's fine. And that's fine. You guys have, okay, people have crushes on you. Okay, calm down. Or maybe you thought, you know, it'd be like food that you can actually eat in the cafeteria. And she goes, Miss Schmidt's having a baby. And everybody would clap. Like, everybody would go crazy. And I just remember, like, in my kid brain being like, ew. Excuse me, are you married? Are you married even? Because I don't even see a ring on your finger. My mom said you had to be married. And my mom said that when I wanted to have a baby sister that you had to pray. And I don't remember praying for a substitute. So what's going on? You're really close with Mr. Kingston down the hallway. Is he the daddy? Who's the daddy? Are you a whore? No. But I never understood that. I was like, why am I supposed to be excited my teacher's leaving? You know, I thought I was your baby. There's attachment issues going on. I'm learning. I'm actively learning out here on stage. Comedians, they complain all the time about open mics, right? I know. And it's like, where do you get therapy for $10? Where? I want to know. Anyways, in my teenage years, I worked at a really esteemed American corporation. Sometimes I hesitate to talk about it because it's really just high end. I worked at Bath and Body Works, and not Bed Bath and Beyond, no beds, just the bath and the body, you know. And it was a really, really fun experience. I loved wearing an apron. I don't know why. Like, I loved going into work and, like, having an outfit I wore at work. What I don't understand is why people would constantly ask me if I worked there. What about me gives that I would, like, go on eBay and buy a Bath and Body Works apron, get a little name tag, stand out there and not be paid? Like, I don't know. They'd be like, "Hi, do you work here?" And I was like, dude, what? I have a big pin that says, "Ask if you need help." Like, that's crazy. So I used to be like the greeter. They would have me outside because you can tell I have that energy where it's like I could just be rejected over and over and keep going. Like, "Hi, do you want to?" And so it was like really great. There was like, you know, that touchscreen directory at the mall. So the side that was facing me was not a touchscreen. It was the ad side. So people would be standing there like this, right? They'd be like getting so angry. Then the other side is the touch screen. Takes about 10 seconds to load, which in mall time, like, that doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, I see the families and dad wants to leave. Dad wants to leave the mall so bad, and he's just trying to find Sephora to get everybody out of here. And they would start banging on it and stuff. And I would just guess sometimes. I'd be like, "Apple Store?" They'd be like, "How'd you know that?" I was like, "Upstairs to the left." My favorite bit I would do with them, they'd be like, "Where's the Apple Store?" And I'd be like, "Upstairs to the left. But we have the same stuff here." Dads would die over that. I don't know why. They'd be like, oh my God, because you sell lotion. You make minimum wage. There's an Apple Store. And I loved it. We had a stress relief section. Who here shopped at a Bath and Body Works? Wow. You guys probably wanted COVID to take us out. It didn't. What kind of store stays through COVID when it was all about smelling? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, wow, we should have went down. Because really, really nobody was wearing a mask, and it was scary. But anyways, so we have a whole stress relief section. One time this old man bought 10 stress relief creams. And I check him, do the cashier stuff, and then I go, "Is everything okay?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, wow, like, it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? It's not really going to take it all away. And then one time this woman was really asking me a lot of questions about the stress relief. And I said, "Well, just so you know, it's 100% THC infused." And she goes, "Really?" I said, "Ma'am, no, this is a Bath and Body Works." Like, people forget where they are all the time. It's really crazy. Another time, this woman kept asking me, she goes, "Is this one organic? Is this one organic? Because I have this website that tells you if it's made out of plastic and how likely it is to give you cancer and kill you and give your children cancer. So I just want to know if I can buy this one because I really, really, really want a health kick. Have you heard of almond milk?" And I go, "Ma'am, nothing in here is organic. Have you heard of Lush?" Like, I would send people to different stores. Like, I was never fired, but I was never promoted. You know what I'm saying? I was like in that perfect little sweet spot. What was do I even have a punch about Bath and Body Works? Let me think. No, I wrote it down. I actually have notes today. Isn't that crazy? I wish Jews could do confession. We're itching to confess. I will confess things other people did. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." The thing is, the rabbi wouldn't listen. It would be a two-way conversation. It would be like, "Do you know what I did? Do you know what I did? You know what my wife did? Well, why don't you come over for dinner? When was the last time you donated to the shul?" And then I'm like, oh, that's what you want from me. I was just thinking about that when you said that. Okay, one thing I love that I did at Bath and Body Works, a candle would break. Typically, I would do it. My walkie-talkie's in my pocket. I'm walking around. I break a candle. And I'm really loud. I go, "Who did that?" who did that? And everybody would stop, like, so scared. And I'd be like, I'm just kidding, it was me. And I was never fired. I was never, ever fired. Last thing, when it was slow, my boss would like to quiz me, and she was like, Samantha, pretend there's a shooting in the mall. I'm knocking on the door. I'm like, it's Kathy. Let me in. What do you do? This is my manager. I go, let you in. She goes, wrong. I could be the shooter. And I was like, what? Do I not know you? Is there something I need to know about you, Kathy? Anyways, you can't find me at Bath & Body Works anymore, but you can find me here. And it was a fabulous show 2 nights ago. I want to give it up for all the comics, all the people who came out. It was really special. It was my first time at a real, okay, this is a comedy club, but you know what I'm talking about. And it was a night I will never forget, and I feel so grateful that I got to do that, and I'm excited for all of you guys to stay with LA School of Comedy. We're going to have so many fun shows. I want to see you guys on a show back to back. Have you met each other? Okay, I'm doing like little like comedy Miki. I don't know. I just feel like your comedies would go together. Anyways, but who's so cute and you guys are gonna meet right now? Let's give it up for Patty, everybody. Let's give it up for Patty. What a cutie.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Is this your turn? I'll be up here in a second. I'll be up here in a second. Okay. That's good. That's fine. One more time. Come on. Gee whiz, where they passing out Xanax at the door? I was feeling good tonight. I was feeling great. You know what I mean? I was feeling so good. I thought I would get in my car and drive 32.5 miles to pay $10 to be mildly ignored by my peers. That's why I came here. Come on. God, you guys look like a fucking portrait of carp. That means nothing. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I have an announcement to make. First, I have just a basic public service announcement. Ayahuasca is now officially the pickleball of drugs. Just want to let you know that. It's jumped the shark. It's over. My accountant does it. It's done. So, no offense. No offense. Okay, all right. He told me that in confidence. I apologize. But let's give it up. A psychedelic experience. Yeah. Come on. I love this guy. Give it up. Al and Jessica. What's it? Yeah. He turned me on. Are you guys familiar with this? Are you guys into the skin care? You like to take care? You look like the human equivalent of a bottle of Drakkar Noir. Yeah, and you look like an extra from The Sopranos. You're like a fucking juice collector of some sort, just coming around every once in a while. He's a great guy. I like him. You guys, this is a really good-looking group of people. Give yourself a round of applause. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple shitbags here. There's a couple, but for the most part, a good fucking looking group, fucking people. Got another announcement to make. You ready? At my wife's urging, I recently had my first gay experience. Thank you. I saw Wicked. Hey, hold on! I went full gay on this. I didn't go. I didn't go to the movies. I didn't see it on Peacock. Although that seems kind of gay, even gayer. I saw it at the theater. That's just the most gay you can get. It's the most gay you can. I had to jerk off 2 ushers to get seats in the pit. That's how gay it was. I'm brunching. I'm brunching more often now. I'm brunching. Come on in. Brunch is possibly, it's definitely the gayest meal that there is, brunch. But brunch is gay. It's very gay, and I love it. If it is my favorite meal. If I could have brunch for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it would be brunch. I love the brunch. I love the brunch. I do. Also, you know who else I love? And I want a rousing round of applause for Sam. Sam Linderman. Sam, I don't know if a lot of you know this, but Sam is my comedy goddaughter. you know. And I asked her, you know, what's it like? What's it like, this journey you're on? You know, this stand-up comedian journey. And she said, you know, Patty, being a woman in stand-up comedy is much more difficult than being Jewish in stand-up comedy. Being Jewish in stand-up comedy is like being tall in the NBA. Being a woman in stand-up comedy is like hula hooping in booty shorts or having Shabbat dinner on Epstein Island. No matter how good I am, someone is just staring at my ass. Now, I want you guys to know and believe this, because there is a rumor, and the list is out. The list is out, so I cannot deny it. Yes, I was at Epstein's Island. I was there for Shabbat dinner. That was me. I know many of you are looking at me like, oh, but Patty, you're not even Jewish. Although my second wife was an Israeli nymphomaniac. Sex was great, but there was way too much haggling. But it's true. I am not Jewish. I am what is known commonly as a Shabbat Goy. Now, a Shabbat Goy translates literally to one of the good ones, which, yeah, it's how my father used to refer to Sammy Davis Jr. Or Donald Trump refers to Herschel Walker. So I don't quite know how I feel about that, but I'm going to say something to you. Yes, I was there, but I was only there to turn the sex toys off after the meal. That was my sole function as a Shabbat Goy on Epstein's Island. And I'm going to say something right now, if I may. Well, I'm going to anyway, so I might as well just say it. Jeff Epstein was pretty good to me. Was a pretty kind guy. Was very kind to me. He actually gave me some gifts when I left. He gave me a brand new Hello Kitty backpack.
Oh my God.
And an oil painting of himself. And that oil painting right now is in my front room. And that oil painting didn't hang itself either. Oh yeah, we're going there, baby. We're going there. I love it. I love this. I love standing before you, venting myself of this mental illness that I have. It runs in my family. I'm sorry, you know. Like, I'm kind of old. Like, you're lucky to have your mom. Give a round of applause for the moms here. And, you know, because my mom, she only came a couple times to see me do stand-up, but she was thrown out for heckling every time. My mom was different. I'm just going to say something. Like, I'm a certain age, right, where my friends are dying. You get to a point where your friends are dying. And, you know, when you're young and your friend dies, you go, oh, that's, what a tragedy. Oh, my God, how did it happen? Now at 61, people go, oh, my God, I'm sorry to hear that. What's for fucking lunch? You know what I mean? And like two of my friends just recently died, and it made me both mad and sad because they both owed me money. 100% true. So it's a mixed fit. Like, okay, my mom is dead. Either that, or she just hasn't spoken to me for about 18 months. You know, and if you knew her, it would not surprise you. She had a borderline personality that really knew no fucking borders. She was worse at border recognition than Kamala Harris. She was mentally ill, and but she didn't really recognize it. She'd say, "Oh, Patty, you know, I'm a schizophrenic, but at least I have each other." But she did not believe in any therapy whatsoever at all, any of that. And like, my mom, this is 100% true, her favorite thing to do towards the end would be just to tell complete strangers, anybody, that she voted for Obama. Anybody, the waitress, you know, I voted for Obama. And the waitress is like, why is a lady from the Irish Spring commercial telling me that she voted for Obama? Nobody cares, Ma. Stop telling people all the time that you voted for Obama. And here's the twist. My mom would have never voted for Obama. She thought it was funny to tell people that. My mother was, an immigrant, a strict Catholic, and a devout racist. Oh, 100%. I mean, look, I got to tell the truth on her. If my mother saw Barack Obama walk on water, she'd say, I told you they couldn't swim, Patty. Racist. It's racist. She called my wife a hot Chinese cartoon mouse once. That's fucking insulting. She's a Filipina. It's a completely different culture. Way different. Yeah, I'm married. I'm married. Yeah. I'm married to thank you very much. I'm married to a beautiful little brown woman. Beautiful little brown, 100% Filipino, I'm 100% Irish, which, in L.A., culturally, that makes our children tall Mexicans. Don't know if you were wondering where the tall Mexicans all come from, but that's how we make them. That's how they're made. And we, can I ask you guys, first of all, I have to do this, I'm sorry. You guys been married a while, right? Yeah. How do you keep the zhuzhing and the boudoir? For 15 years, God bless. Give up for them. Now, it's got to be, do you use any tricks in the boudoir to zaza? Hold on. Zazz it up, baby. Keep it fresh. Hold on. Do you ever familiar with the hall pass? The hall pass. Clap if you know what a fucking hall pass is. That's what my wife and we do, the fucking hall pass. And the hall pass, you know what the hall pass is? These guys do the hall pass. I can tell by looking at them. This guy, and also, do women, before you were married, did women expect you to be an incredible lover because you were a gynecologist? I mean, because talk about a guy that would, well, you'd expect him to know his way around down there, for Christ's sake. I'm just wondering, it seems like a lot of pressure, when you first get up to bat. It's like, hey, this guy's an expert. This guy got a degree in this. Got a fucking degree in pussy. I had to know. If I had a diploma on the wall in my bedroom that said I had a master's degree in vagina, I'm going to raise some Just don't look at me like I'm crazy. Besides, I had a very hot female urologist once, but just once, because it was, and I couldn't help it. So I sympathize, but give them a round of applause. Any hall passing going on, or? Because my wife and we used the hall pass. Again, tiny Filipina. Her hall pass, Idris Elba. She fucking loves Idris Elba. You know what she calls Idris Elba? She calls him Hot Black Jesus. My hall pass, true comedian Joan Rivers, till she died. Got to draw the line somewhere. Then, the Cholula hot sauce lady. Wow. I'm telling you, am I right? Turns out that's not even a fucking real person, okay? That was never going to happen with no chance. So now, interestingly enough, my hall pass is Idris Elba. What can I tell you? He's not. You guys have been kind of mediocre, but that's okay. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm going to bring the mistress of this misfit island of toys to the stage. Give it up for your host, Sam Linderman. Come on!
Keep it going for Patty, everybody. One time me and Patty went to this mic together. He took me to the weirdest places, guys. So that's stand-up. It was like hole in the wall, like whatever. And we come in together and we're like looking for somewhere to sit. And they're like, you and your girl, you sit wherever you want. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to say? And he goes up and he's talking about his wife, like his short Asian wife. And everybody's looking at me like, who the fuck is this? No. And I was like, I'm not his wife, but he is my comedy godfather. And I wish I wrote that joke about Jews and women in stand-up. But I didn't. I don't know why I had to say that. I could have just taken credit. But who's ready for this next comedian? No, nobody's ready. Nobody is ready for this very funny man who I have not seen in far too long. Give it up for the comedy of Ian Young, everybody. Welcome back.
Keep it going for Sam. Keep it going for Patty. What's up, Patty? I didn't see you back there when I first walked in. Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while. What kind of shows are you guys doing out there? I missed that. At the Ha-Ha. Okay. Did you get some Ha-Has?
Yeah, we got a lot.
Nice.
Tonight.
More than tonight. I don't know if I'd brag about that, but Cool. So the show went well. Nice. How many people? packed. But you're not going to put a number on it? Cool. I'll believe you. That's fun. Sorry I missed that. That'd be fun to see. A lot of political talk tonight. It is. He's gone now. But what's Sunda's husband's name? Mark. What a character. What a guy. Yeah, he's got opinions. But it is fun to make fun of all the political candidates. You know, I was thinking back to the election, and we saw like 2 assassination attempts. That's like kind of wild in this day and age, I feel like, 2 of them. I feel like 1 assassination attempt is fine, but the second time someone tries to assassinate you, you know, you got to start looking at yourself a little bit. You know, it could be a you problem. But nobody ever really tried to assassinate Biden, right? That'd be kind of dumb. It'd be like doing a bunch of shopping a few weeks before Black Friday, you know? If you just wait a little bit, you know, might take a little fall. Let's see here. Are there anyone shop at Ross here? Any Ross shoppers in the house? Hell yeah, I love Ross. Do you have any specific things you get there, or? Everything. Yeah, they have literally everything, hey? It's just like unorganized. Like everything's all over the place. I went in there the other day and I walked up to the front and there was the guy there and I was like, hey, do you know what aisle the candles are in? And he was like, all of them. And I think like instead of their tagline's dress for less, I think, which it doesn't really fit. I think it should be Ross. It's in here somewhere, you know? But it's a cool place. How about all these airplanes that have been going down? You guys seeing all this? Pretty wild, hey? Pretty sad. I went on a trip last weekend. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm doing kind of well right now. But I was sitting in the airport before the trip, and I was sitting next to this dude, and he was talking about all these planes going down. And he told me that the problem now is you're not allowed to smoke on planes anymore. And I had some time to kill, so I was like, why, you know? And he said back in the day, like, all the pilots smoked a lot. And he said planes pretty much ran on cigarettes and coffee, right? And I was like, that makes sense, you know? Because today planes mostly run into the ground, you know? All right, tough one. I kept thinking about it though as I was getting on the plane. I walk on, and you know the pilot, he's standing there greeting everyone, and he was like, "How you doing?" And I was like, "How are you doing?" You know, like, are all the pilots getting sad? What's going on? I was like, "Do you need a smoke?" But I went back to my seat, and I felt like things were gonna be good. He came on the intercom, and he was like, "It'll be a good flight. Should land a little early." And I was like, you know, hopefully not as early as the other planes, but it'll be good. I was also thinking, like, when a plane crashes, like, you guys know those boards at the airport with all the times, arrivals, and departures and all that? Like, when a plane crashes, what do they switch that to, you know? Like, do they just change it to not coming? Or, I don't know. Okay. It's okay if you guys didn't like that. Neither did the lady beside me on the plane. So, let's see. We only have one. Oh, we have 2 women left. So question for the ladies. Would you guys say that chivalry is dead? Or you think it's still going? You think it's still alive?
It's on life support.
It's on life support. I think it's kind of dead. The other day, I was trying to be chivalrous. I opened a door for a girl. Big move, you know? But I, like, opened the door, and I was like, let me get that for you. And she, like, flipped out on me and, like, freaked out. And she went on this long tirade about why I need to get out of her apartment, you know? And I was like, sorry, can you order me an Uber? What else do we got? It's beautiful out right now. Beautiful day today. I finished work. I was pretty productive. I got some stuff done. It's that time of year. I had to wash my sheets. So, you know, no, I wash them more often than that. Oh, damn it, I fucked that up. Okay, well, I'll just go with the first joke. Cool. What else? I was thinking about, like, I'm hearing a lot in the future that everyone is going to have a sex robot. And I was thinking, like, have you not heard this or thought about it? I think about this a lot, as you can tell. Like, I feel like it'll be like you'll be able to customize these robots when you order them, right? You know? And I was thinking about, like, obviously what kind of robot I would order, you know? And I think I would probably get a pretty thick one, you know? Like, it would be double shipping. It would probably cripple the electric bill, but you like what you like, you know? Whatever you're into. Okay, you guys just think about it. It's gonna happen someday. What else do we want to do? Any true crime fans here? True crime? Hell yeah. Have you guys seen the JonBenet Ramsey doc on Netflix? Anyone? All right, cool. Well, my one issue with true crime is that it just takes too long to get through. Like, it's way too many details. I'm like, just cut to the chase, you know? I watched this JonBenet Ramsey doc, and like, without knowing, if you don't know what it is, it's like a little child beauty queen got murdered. It's very sad. And her name's JonBenet Ramsey. And without knowing really anything else, you just hear her name's JonBenet Ramsey, and it's kind of like, you know, you get it, kind of, right? Like, she probably wasn't killed because her name is JonBenet Ramsey, but it feels like it's got to be higher odds than if you're not named JonBenet Ramsey, right? And it was just annoying. I got through this whole thing, and at the end, they're like, "Do you want to know who did it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "So do we," you know? You don't even find out who did it. I was like, that could have been a TikTok, you know? But it took me so long to watch it that in the time it took me to watch it, I went through an entire situationship, like beginning to end. It was pretty tough. The situationship had a bad ending, not as bad as JonBenet's, but it was tough. She told me we should just be friends, and that's the kiss of death on a relationship. When someone says, "Let's just be friends," you know? When someone's like, "I'm confident I can hang out with you without even being slightly tempted to fuck you," you know? It's tough. I was like thinking about trying to get her back, but I was like, realistically, like, there's probably a better chance of getting JonBenet back, you know? So, didn't go for it. What else do we want to do? So I hooked up with a girl recently. No big deal. But we were kind of laying there after, and she told me that I'm a grower, which is, I'm not trying to brag. It's a weird thing to say to someone that was just inside you, you know? But it kind of got in my head, and I was thinking about it, and I feel like being a grower's got to be better than being a shower, right? Like, being a shower is like that guy in high school that peaks and doesn't go anywhere. That's all you're getting, you know? But a grower is like, you know, the nerdy girl in high school who's like not that attractive, but then she takes off her glasses and all of a sudden she's got a pretty big boner, you know? I posted that joke on social media, and some random guy commented on it, and he was like, "You look like a grower." And I was like, "Cool." And then he commented again, and he was like, "I'm a grower myself," you know? And he seems like kind of a creepy guy. I'm sure once you get to know him, you know, he grows on you. But, growers and showers. I just got the light. Let's see. What else? I'm doing a show this weekend where I have to tell a story that I'm a giant asshole. So I'm just going to test this one out. Actually, fuck, it's not going to work tonight. All right, never mind. I'm just going to tell a regular story. So I got a roommate, and we have some weird conversations. We were getting ready to go out the other night, and we were just kind of talking. And we started talking about all the random bones that we'd broken in our life randomly. And he was telling me about this one time he had to wear a sling because he broke his arm, and he had to wear the sling for so long he had to start learning how to do everything with his left arm. And one of the things that he had to start doing if he wanted to was masturbate, you know, like, just stay with me, okay? So he had to masturbate with his left arm, and he wore the sling so long that he just kept doing it the rest of his life. He got so used to it. And I was like, that's crazy, man. And then later that night, before he went out, I saw him brushing his teeth. And I noticed he was brushing his teeth with his right arm. And I was like, does that mean he jerks off more than he brushes his teeth, you know? Like, he brushes twice a day. He's got some nice teeth. But, okay, a lot of dick jokes tonight. But let's give it up for the LA School of Comedy. I'm Ian Young.
Where's your show?
What's that?
Where's your show? Please just tell him. Come on, what the heck?
Tell us where.
Tomorrow night in Santa Monica at Art Barrows, and then Sunday night in Hollywood at the Improv. Come check it out.
Ian Young, everybody. Okay, I'm very excited for this next comedian. You're going to see him on our stage right now. You can check out his podcast soon. Larry X, come on up here. You're not coming up? Oh, how nice, just to support us. Keep it going. Larry X, everybody. Wow, the fear in your eyes, like, I don't want to go up there. That's so sweet. God, I know. Come on, you're like, I thought I was the only one watching. You guys aren't going up? I feel like you don't want to. You want to come over? No, together.
I am sending you.
I know. Okay, you guys are so supportive. It's just beautiful. Okay, the night's not over yet. I'm very excited to bring this guy up. He's a big addition to this place. Please, 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 please keep it going. For Billy Ramirez, everybody! Let's go, let's go.
Billy.
¿Qué tal? Es un placer estar aquí con ustedes en esta noche de... Aaron, oprima el otro botón en el otro lado. Sí. Okay, that's the one. Thank you. Sorry, it was a little mix up there on the language channel. Yeah, we have live translation here at LA School of Comedy. So let's see what I want to talk about. Actually, so it's too bad he's not here because he just reminded me of something. He mentioned the paraplegic joke about like jumping, doing a backflip into the pool, and like I've always had this thought where I need to ask people who have done a backflip and have stopped, like have retired from backflips, because I want to know, did they nail the last backflip? Like seriously, like do you think like, you know, like they do a backflip and it lands a little shady, like, whoa, okay, that's gonna be the last one. Or if it's, you know, someone is just like, don't do it, like, I told you, god damn it, like that better be the last one. All right, so anyways, I just wonder, do you if you nail it, do you retire like, whoo? Anyways, whatever. I guess that's only funny to me. Let's see. Who here thinks that there is such a thing as a stupid question? Or most of you don't. Or most of you do believe that there is such a thing as a stupid question. And I believe it too, because my latest example of this was I went to lunch with a new friend recently, and then within seconds of me chewing, he looks me directly in the face and he goes, hey, did you know that your jaw clicks when you eat? And then I looked at him directly in the face and I told him, did you know that my jaw is next to my ears? Yeah, I'm very well aware of this cranial click track that I have. But also recently I went on a business trip to Nashville, Tennessee, and somewhere between LAX and Nashville, Tennessee, I lost my license. And when I got to Nashville and told my coworkers about this, you know, more often than not, the question was, oh, you lost your license? Well, do you have your passport? Like, my passport. Yeah, I packed it with the Declaration of Independence and the Magna Carta and the first shoes I ever wore. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Do you mean a solution to my problems? Like, you know, it's like, and also, like if I had a passport, I'd be at the hotel bar drinking. But for some reason, they carded me. Like, despite my face that says, you know, oh, this guy looks like he probably just lost his license and needs a beer. You know, they carded me at a hotel bar, and it wasn't even Nashville, Tennessee, Franklin, Tennessee, like 40 minutes outside of Nashville. If you go to a Franklin, Tennessee hotel bar and ask for beer, you should just get it for the effort. But anyways, but it being asked, oh, do you have your passport? You know, like, well, first of all, like, what kind of accent do I have that you think I flew to Nashville, Tennessee with a passport? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, oh, do you have your passport? It's like if you told someone, oh, my car broke down. Like, oh, did your car break down? Well, do you have your limo and a driver, you know? Or at the very minimum, it feels like if you tell someone, oh, I lost my keys, and they tell you directly in the face, like, oh, you lost your keys? Well, do you have your keys? Like, get out of my face. I hate you. Let's see what else. I don't have kids. Not that I dislike kids, but it's just the kids are exhausting. They're all the time. Yeah, parenting's hard, right? Yeah. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's as far as I can tell, it's still 24/7, possibly even longer, 365. But I don't know if I want to parent a kid. I like uncling kids. Uncling kids is fun. Yeah, uncling kids is great because there's usually a time limit, and then as soon as the kids need to be parented, you know, they just become its. You know, it's like, Matt. Yeah, your kid. This thing just crapped itself. I'm gonna go play hockey, you know, or something. I don't know, but I don't think I'd want to raise kids, but if given the option, I would jump in right now into a 36-month lease on a pre-owned 2022 kid. I'd pay extra if the kid's out of diapers, you know. Maybe there could be some different lease lengths depending on what you need. You know, like maybe like a 72-month lease where you pick them up as a toddler and then you drop them back before they start to get all long and gangly, seemingly made up of nothing but elbows and knees, and start to have opinions about things. They got these buck teeth. And I'm thinking about one friend's kid specifically when I'm describing that, and I'm hoping that all my friends with kids start confronting me about it. It's like, hey, you know the joke about the goofy gangly kid? It's not about my kid, is it? And then I'd go, heavens no, why would you think that? But if you do, please write it down in exacting detail why, because I could always use the material. So, I live a rather mundane life, and it's fine. Like, I spent most of the day today feeding squirrels. Yeah, they visit my back patio. I don't have a back. My neighbors are the end of the VA lot, so I have just squirrels just visit my back patio, and I started feeding one. And just put out bird seed for her. And I know it's a her because she climbs my back screen and she flashes all 6 nipples at me like some squirrel Mardi Gras. You know, like, all right, here's your seeds, you know. But then, so I started feeding her bird seed that I found at the local pet store and put in a bowl. And she loved the seed. And I don't know if word got down the squirrel pike or down the nut vine, but more and more squirrels started showing up and fighting over the seed and making a mess. So I decided to switch to feeding them peanuts. And they love the peanuts because they just grab the peanuts and go. Basically turned my back patio into a squirrel drive-through. I tried to turn it into a squirrel Sonic, but I couldn't find my rollerblades. And also squirrels don't have a car. So it was a dumb idea all around. But they love the peanuts. And they look so adorable when they ask for peanuts. They come up to my back screen with their little paws curled up like this, like they just finished a long shift at the squirrel mines. You know, I don't know, like, please, may I have some more? I don't know why they would have that accent. They're from California. Like, dude, peanuts. But anyways, as far as but by now you can tell that I care about the squirrels. So I looked up what I should feed the squirrels, and it turns out that too many peanuts is bad for squirrels. It's bad for their bone health. And I'm at a point in my life where I should be worried about the bone health of my wife and children, but I have neither, so instead squirrels, you know. But the problem is all these websites that tell you that too many peanuts for squirrel, that too many peanuts is bad for squirrel. It doesn't tell you how many peanuts is bad. Like, how many peanuts is too many peanuts? So every time I feed a peanut to one of these adorable little squirrels, I wonder, is this the one that's going to start liquefying your adorable little bones? And I don't know, whatever. But my point is, if you're ever on the west side and you start tripping over furry bags of squirrel soup, it was too many peanuts, and I'm very, very sorry, okay? What else? How much time do I have?
2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes? I don't know if I have time. I'll just do this one. Anyone here fall into the fad for the giant glasses, the big glasses? You know how that everyone was wearing the big glasses recently? I'm hoping that fad is over. I think it's over. And the reason for that is because I think it was a personal affront to me, just directly. I think they were just trying to offend me. And I'll tell you why. Because people nowadays can wear just about any frames, any glasses. Warby Parker, go to the mall, get them in an hour, all the frames you can think of. But instead, to be stylish, people would rather wear the glasses that poor kids had to wear in the early 90s. And I should know because I was one. Like every year, I would go into the optometrist office with my mom with hope, and which was my first mistake. Like, don't have hope. Hope is the worst. So I'd go in and I'd look at all these like floor-to-ceiling displays of glasses, beautiful glasses. It was early 90s, a lot of color and neon. Like, oh, I surely won't look like a dork in those. But no, instead, every time it was time to pick up my glasses, we'd get led to this corner desk in the back, and then the lady would reach down from under the desk and pull out just the dustiest drawer, the ugliest glasses you've ever seen in your life. And that's what we had to choose from. It looked like a lost and found box. Like I got to choose my glasses out of this? Like, there's a jacket in there. What the hell? Like, are those dentures? So I mean, like, this thing, it was sad. It looked like a lost and found box of the world's ugliest glasses, you know. But actually, no, as a matter of fact, it wasn't a lost and found box, more like a found and lost box, you know. Like, found a bunch of really ugly glasses and lost your chances of making friends during the school year, you know. Anyways, but if there's one upside to those giant glasses, that's like sometimes, you know, people would look like bus drivers behind those things, right? So if you don't want to talk to anyone, you can just say, like, you know what? I'll just take the next one. You just move along. Nah, whatever. Yeah. How much time do I have? Like 17 seconds. Where's the light?
Didn't give it to you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, that's all good. Thank you. All right, I got 2 minutes left. I don't have enough but to. I don't know. What else do I want to talk about? I just want to talk about Julio. You're hilarious. I mean, you're too funny. You pissed me off. Yeah, God, you are on your way to starring in the reboot of Ace Ventura. I could see you star, like the reboot for Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Yeah. Have you ever come out the rear end of a rhino? That's in part 2. That's in part 2. Yeah. 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 No. Oh, Patty. Don't go camping with him. No. Oh my. You say no. Yeah. Patty, this is not Canteen Boy, all right? This is relax, all right? Anyways, thank you. My name is Billy Ramirez. You can find me at BillyRamirez.com. Please welcome back to stage. Oh, please, if you need any sort of, if you need a website, email marketing, social media, video editing, graphic design, hit me up at BillyRamirez.com, Instagram, middle-aged muchacho. Please welcome back to stage, Samantha Linderman.
Everybody, keep it going. The night's not over yet. I'm very excited to bring up this next comedian. He was also fantastic at the show, at the Ha Ha. We keep talking about it like it was good. I swear to God. He was like, what? I'm like, it was Ian. It was good. It was a good night. I'm still high off it. No. But I'm very excited to bring up this next comedian, Colin Asley, everybody!
Keep it going for Sam, everybody. Oh my god, it was a terrible show. We all bombed. Dude, I also got out of a situationship recently. Oh my god, that's been crazy. You know what's funny? She ended it through text. Did yours end it through text or was you do? I don't like it. Here's the problem. We live at the same apartment complex. I'm like, we live at her building is right next to mine. I'm like, I can see you from your balcony ending this through text. Just open the window. Like, what the fuck? There was also just a shit ton of like mixed signals. That was the thing that fucked me up. Like, I couldn't tell if she wanted, like, it felt like kind of a back and forth. Like, was y'all's more consistent, like casual, or like kind of escalate a little bit? Yeah. Like, ours started to escalate, and I'm like, wait a second. So I like asked her, and I was like, hey, is there something more here? And, she was like, whoa. We're not each other's person. A no would have sufficed. Like I say, like, the worst thing she can say is no. No. We're not each other's person. I'm like, you brought a nuke to a pellet gun fight. What the fuck? Why would you? No, there was some really weird mixed signals. Like, there was this one time we're like cuddling in bed, and she's like, it's like stuck with me. She's like, I love the way you hold me. That one got me. But I realized, like, it's not as meaningful as I thought it was. That's just the girl version of, damn, you're tight. That's all that is. It's just that's the problem, because I have great boyfriend energy. I really do. I'm a good listener. I'm a good cuddler. I respect boundaries. I'm a good hang. And yeah, I'm like kind of, like some girls say they like had sex with a guy like too early. They say I slept with him too early. I gave it up too early. That's what I do. I do that with my boyfriend energy. I'm like, I gave all that shit for free. All that. Okay. Yeah, that was fun. I'll switch gears here, though. I got into graduate school recently. Gone to graduate school, clinical psychology. I'm very excited for it. So I was trying to figure out like how best to get into the school, and so I asked them if they had any research events going on. And they said, yeah, we have a research event on Saturday. So I show up. It was the Black Student Research Symposium, and I was the only white guy there. And I won the raffle. You know how much of an asshole I felt like? And I'm sitting in the front, too. They're like, really? He's in the front, too? Really? I looked like I expected it. I mean, it was a room full of black people. Like, how much your white privilege has to show up when it beats statistics? I have very powerful white privilege. It goes beyond, yeah. And there was also like a bunch of like soul food there, so like I'm stuffing my face as I realize like they call my number. I'm like, huh? I've got like all this shit in my mouth. There were so many, like you ever hear there were so many all hell no's in a row that it felt like an echo. Like that's how many I had to hear in a row. And I also felt really bad because I brought my friend who's a psychologist who also happens to be black. And he's like, are you trying to bring me to my people? Like, what was the plan here? It really looked like he brought me for show and tell. That's really what that felt like. You know what I mean? Like I found a good one. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, they asked us like before the raffle, they're like, hey, when you guys come up, like say something that you learned at the event, and I'm like, a white guy in front of all these black people, and I have to like be like, well, you know what I learned, I'm like watching my black friend who's a psychologist, like I feel like, I'm like trying to look at him to make sure I say the right thing, I felt like a kid at a spelling bee who didn't know the word but was watching their parent like mouth the letters. I'm like, the black experience is fraught, with, okay. All right. Okay. Anyway, needless to say, I was not invited to the cookout after. I know. That phrase, what's the saying? Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. Yeah. The stars are way further. You just failed on both fronts. You just can't succeed. Okay. I'm just throwing out some new stuff. I'm in a weird kind of apex point in my life. I'm 28. I'm starting to get like a little bit more established in my life. Kind of, a little bit more money, doing well in school, all this stuff. So I'm like starting to like kind of be on the up and up. And I have a close friend of mine. She's in her 40s. She's kind of on the decline. And so we're starting to share notes. You know what I mean? Like she's kind of teaching me like how to handle like all the attention I'm starting to get and like numbers and dates, and I'm teaching her how to be alone. All right, that's fucked up. I know. I'm just trying it out. I don't know. What was the other thing I wanted to? This is a dumb joke. I want to start a new religion centered around smoking weed and watching The Lion King. I'm a Mufasafarian. Okay. Okay. Now we're cooking. Hell yeah. We were celebrating my grandmother's 90th birthday, and she had to like get permission from my mom to drink, and then my mom was like, well, you have to go ask my sister. And I realized my grandmother needs 2-factor authentication just to drink nowadays. Like she needs So I do. So my current work, my role is I do behavior work with teenagers. I work with a lot of kids who are having behavior issues, usually doing drugs or fighting in school. And really, like my first few sessions with the kids are just about like building connection. So I had this new client, and he was a 13-year-old boy. And I come over to the house, and I always try to connect. Like that's my big thing. The first session, I just want to make connection, right? So I'm talking to him, like, what do you like? What do you enjoy? He's like, oh, I love Family Guy. And I'm like, oh, cool, because I can do the voices of some of the characters like decently. Like you guys know that character Herbert the pervert. Like I can do it pretty decently. Get your fat ass over here, Chris. Like I can. Chris. Like for those of you who don't know, he's an 80-year-old pedophile. That's the character. And I was like connecting with him, and he was laughing, and like he opened up. I learned more about him, and then I was telling my friend, she's like, Colin, you did the voice of a pedophile to connect with a 13-year-old boy? Oh, I was like, but it worked. Where she's like, you can't do that. I'm like, don't worry, the door was closed. She's like, what? What did you do? This poor mom's walking by the door giggity, like that's, you can't be doing that. That's not okay. That's not okay. Anyway. she's just walking by the door. She just hears dun dun dun. Okay. All right. That's dumb. Okay. What was the other thing I wanted to try out? Oh yeah, that kid's smart too. I was working on him with some homework stuff, and I was like, listen, because he was like so hates doing his work, and I'm like, listen, we're either doing missing assignments or upcoming assignments. All right? He's like, what else is there? I'm like, fuck, damn it, you're smart. Okay, just do we all okay? Whenever I go to get fast food, like if I'm on my way home and I get the fast food, anyone else do this? I don't have the heart to bring it upstairs. I eat it in the car. Like that just feels like it feels like a mistress. Like I'm not bringing you upstairs to my groceries to see what I'm. This is a very dark, secretive thing. I'm like, I can't let the broccoli know I'm supposed to. And then, my groceries see me. You're home late. We've been in here for a few days. We're starting to go bad. I'm like, baby, don't worry. I'll eat you soon. Don't you worry. She's like, what's that on your? Is that salt on your chest? No, it's dandruff. All right. I'll leave you guys with this. I've been getting into making flatbreads recently, like different types of flatbreads. I've been kind of bored, and I'm okay at it. I can make a couple different types. I'm like not perfect. I'm sort of a jack of all trades, master of none. But you liked it. Wait, how much time I got left? I have another 10 seconds. A minute and a half. Oh shit. Okay. So you guys I got a minute. All right. So I've been making flatbreads recently. I joined a run club recently to go meet people, go out and date a little bit. And I'm, because that's where you can meet girls and stuff. But I run a 4:30 mile. So just me and that one Kenyan guy in the front. It's just okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get out all the stuff I wanted to try. I've been through a lot of tragedy in my life. I've had a lot of people pass away too soon, too early, and I was trying to deal with the grief. So I got a grief counselor, and she died last year from cancer. Who do I call? Who do you call? I feel like I need a dead ghost therapist just to have some. Okay, cool. I'm gonna leave. I'm okay. That's why I'm going into psychology. I'm gonna fix myself. All right. I did not write anything else that was funny. Oh, last thing. Okay. When someone crashes their car and they hit a pole, and they die, people will leave candles and pictures of the person and flowers. Do you think they ever do that at a strip club if a stripper dies at the pole? Cinnamon, her name's Cinnamon scented candle? No? Just me? Just me. And on that, guys, thank you very much. Let's bring up your wonderful host, Sam. Thank you so much. Keep it going, everybody.
Colin, what kind of strip clubs are you going to where they're dying? That's what I'm saying. Mr. Soprano right here. The night is almost at a close. I'm very excited to bring up this very funny man, Johnny B, everybody. Let's do it.
What's up? Oh my gracious. I'm tired. Sorry, I didn't have enough caffeine in my system, but I will. All right. Good evening. I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm Johnny. Yes. You heard that correctly. All right. I'm gonna go mention a couple of funny things because I'm in a good mood today since it's Friday. 11th grade, when I was in high school, I was I'm really big, broad shoulders and all. And my teacher goes, hey, Johnny, we have junior, senior night coming up. He's like, do you want to participate? He's like, yeah, I'm going to participate. And I go, which event you're interested in? It's like arm wrestling. And everybody in the class turns you're going to arm wrestle? I'm like, yeah, you got a problem? I got big arms. I'm, 11th grade. Come on. It's like, all right, fine. You want to arm wrestle? Fine. It's like, today during lunch, you're going to challenge some teachers. I'm like, yeah, that's a piece of cake. I got no problems. So my cousin who was in 10th grade goes, he goes, Johnny, he was like, what's up? He was like, what's up? And I'm like, you're arm wrestling today? He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, go to the second level. He's like, go to the second floor of the high school. Like, I went to high school right here, Beverly Hills High School, FYI. Anyways, class of 2000. All right, anyways, my teacher happened to be my cousin's teacher, science teacher. So we're sitting, and I'm taking off my shirt, and the whole entire class, the school is like, Johnny, put your shirt back on. And I yelled, make me put my shirt back on, all right? Make me. And I'm wearing my tank top, like one of these white beaters like this, the one I'm wearing. Anyways, I'm arm wrestling as we're going at it, and on the left side of me, I had a half a bottle of Muscle McLaugh. Not a complete one, half one. And I'm chugging as I'm, arm wrestling. And my teacher goes, you're cheating. I was like, I'm cheating? I'm like, okay, you're dead. Boom. I went down, and he's like, you cheated, didn't you? I'm like, okay, I cheated, huh? Okay, wait till junior senior night, see who's cheating. So junior senior night comes 2 days later. After I showed up to school late because, of a doctor's appointment, I gave away some blood and all that stuff. And I go, all right, who am I challenging this time? So it was my turn to arm wrestle a student. This time it was a 12th grader. This 12th grader, his sister was this close being dated by my oldest brother. Not my middle brother, my oldest brother. Years ago. And I'm dead serious. Because my oldest brother graduated high school in 1991. Then my middle brother graduated in 92. And yours truly in 2000. Anyways, moving forward. And then his brother comes up to me and goes like, I will kill you in this arm wrestling match. And I go, yeah, you know what? You're messing with the wrong person, baby. So we're sitting. I looked at him with some serious eyes. I go, I will pin you the moment this hand is on the other side of this table. He goes, yeah, I know. You're one of those weaklings. I'm like, okay, you know what? You're going to regret it. The moment they clutch their hands like this and the guy goes, go, 1 minute, boom, into the arm wrestling match. I won. And I go, didn't I tell you don't mess with me? Didn't I tell you that? That's okay. So now we go to 12th grade. 12th grade, my senior year, I arm wrestle again, and then this time I had a challenge. My cousin wanted to challenge me. I go, Arash, you're gonna challenge me in arm wrestling? You're gonna challenge your own flesh and blood? I'm like this. My cousin has so much balls, but he doesn't have the huevos rancheros to beat me. And I go, all right, you're on, cuz. Okay, so me and my cousin are the last two people to be challenged, in front of everyone. My cousin, just for the record, graduated from Beverly Vista, class of 97. And yours truly graduated from Hawthorne Elementary, class of 96. Anyways, I know both schools don't like each other because, I know there's so many Persians in, and they're like, yeah, I know, he's Persian. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You forgot something. I'm the only born American in my household, all right? My mom and dad are Persian. My two brothers are born and raised in Iran. And I'm the only born American in my household, all right? You got a problem? Come here. Say that in front of my face, all right? I got no problem. So me and my cousin are duking it out one-on-one in the arm wrestling match, and we're like this. Just no budge. 20 minutes going in, and the whole entire school is like, go, and neither one of us wouldn't budge. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to end this. And I kept going down like this, going down, and my cousin goes, you've been taking your steroids, haven't you? I go, fuck you, all right? I will kill you. He goes, you talking shit to me like that? I'm your cousin. I go, yeah, I'm a lot older than you by 1.5 years, all right? Boom, I just pinned him. 25 minutes later into the match, in the arm wrestling match, I pinned him. Now then, the students afterwards were like, Johnny, did you break his arm? He's like, why? It's like, dude, your cousin's in pain. I'm like, let him suffer. So anyways, So after all that, I graduated, and then I ended up going to gemology school. And then gemology school, I didn't go to San Diego. I did all my classes online. And then my friends were like, one day in downtown, they're like, Johnny, you know anything about diamonds? I go, yeah. He's like, dude, they're like women. They're sexy. They're beautiful. They're not ugly. They're not like, cubies or conies. You gotta, give them what they, it's like a woman. Give them what they want. If they want something, give it to them. The hell, you just can't. No marriage. You can't say. Like they say in Spanish, no money, no honey, no amor, no bueno, no besito, whatever the heck you call it. No whatever. I don't give a shit. But you gotta treat a woman right. Okay, you just gotta learn. He's like, hey, you wanna love the woman of your life? Give her a diamond. All right, that's the main factor. I don't care how much money you spend. I don't care if you spend $100 grand, $200 grand. Just give it to her. One day, I'm not gonna forget this. One day we were at a convention show in Las Vegas. I was about 29. After one day, I go at this private auction, and then I see this diamond ring. I go, oh my God, that belonged to our former president, Ronald Reagan's wife. Wow. I go, holy meatballs and gravy. That is a huge fucking diamond. And I told the judge, I'm like, excuse me, isn't that diamond over 50 carats? The judge like this. How the fuck did you know that stone was worth 50 fucking carats? I go, sorry, Judge, but it was worth a long shot and it was worth a guess. He goes, you're guessing? He's like, no, dude, come on, man. I know how big of a fucking diamond that is. That's barely 50 fucking carats. And then it was not his engagement ring. It was a diamond necklace about 18-inch diameter, up to here. I'm like, dang, dude, that is some serious diamonds right there. That's some serious bling. So anyways, moving forward, the judge was like, do you know the color and clarity of this? I'm like, just give it to me, all right? So I go, this has got to be at least, extremely flawless, this stone. My mom's like, are you 100% sure that is flawless? I go, Mom, look at this fucking certificates right there next to me. I'm reading it. God damn, Mom. It's over $100 million stone in today's market. Right now in today's market, it's over $100 million. You don't see stones, like the size of the fruity pebble, shit. You want a nice diamond? Listen, I'll come clean here. You want to make a woman happy? Just give her whatever she wants. I'm serious. If someone I'm not going to mention my ex-wife anymore because I hate my ex-wife. She's a deadbeat. Sorry, I apologize. That's how I keep keep a woman happy. Give her whatever she wants. If someone like Samantha, for example, wants a $35,000 diamond ring, I was like, listen, I'm not gonna give a rat's ass if I have to go to Zales, because I'm not. I'd rather do it myself. Be a man, do it yourself. If I want to keep a woman like her happy, I might as well. Like my mom, my parents have been married, over 50 years. I told my dad once, Dad, how did you keep Mom happy? It's like, listen, I'll tell you a secret. Come here. It's like, you give her as many diamonds as you can and just still make her happy. I'm like, Dad, you have 3 fucking kids. He's like, son, what about, he's like, son, what about me? So what about me? It's like, Daddy, the only ring you ever had was a 24 karat gold band. It's like, that was not 24 karat gold. That was 18 karat. It's like, sorry. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to get out of here because I know it's Shabbat. I'm going to be eating dinner pretty soon. Look, I love you guys.
You got the light 3 times.
Did I? I'm sorry, but my eyes are colorblind. I'm sorry. Anyways, I love you guys. And we're going to call this a night. LA School of Comedy, Westwood, California, home of the Bruins. Deuce, ace.
Keep it going for Johnny B, everybody.
What did I have?
It's okay. It's okay.
Come on, payroll.
We were laughing, though. We were laughing. Give it up for Johnny, keeping us safe. Keeping us safe. Please arm wrestle my cousin. Gender equality, take her out. I would. 24 carats, I would. Listen, it's been a beautiful night. Give it up for yourselves coming out here on a Friday. We love you. We need you. Acting class on Tuesday. Who's coming? Just drop in. It's a great time. Film acting. It's very different than coming up here, but it helps you up here. What else could I tell you? Classes. We got classes going on. Our kids' classes coming to you soon. And I've been Sam. Have a great night. Good night. Happy weekend. Be safe. How fast do they want to get out of here? Have you ever seen that? We're live still. We're on camera.